I mean, come on, man. Hamilton, seriously, you got to get a haircut, man. Who are you, Snoop Dogg?
Walsh running the Irish green, and look at the move. He's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front from fifth all the way to the lead in lap one.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter. Walsh. And here we are, ladies and gents. We are at the end of the year. Wow, you know, I was gunning for Lando Norris all year. I'm not happy that even though I wanted him to win the championship, I'm not very happy that they won the Constructors Championship. And you know why? Because McLaren never had Lando Norris's back from the get-go all this year. I was even saying the last couple of months, winning the Drivers' Championship is like winning the Oscar. And I was actually saying, in fact, I've got a better one for you. I was even saying then, if you win the Constructors' Championship, that's like winning the SAG Award. It's not even the SAG Award, because SAG Award actually comes with a lot of honor and respect. It's like winning the BAFTA. The Constructors like winning the BAFTA. No one gives a bollocks. All right? Now, I get, in many ways, that the team, okay, it's the team effort, right? So, let's look at it. Okay. So, as we saw, lads, at the start of the year, Verstappen was kicking ass, taking names, man, right? He was dominant. Unbelievable dominance. Then it switched over to McLaren, and Piastri and Norris were well ahead of everybody else. I mean, just like click of a finger, boom, up in the lead, bang, dominance. Amazing year. Then Verstappen kind of just kept on in there, and obviously he's the champion this year. Lando Norris had 3 races this year, and I know I'm sounding like a broken record. He had 3 races this year that Lando Norris did not get the backing from Zak Brown. Now, here's the thing. If they did have his back, if they really supported Lando Norris, I would be very, very happy for McLaren right now winning the Constructors. At the same time, lads, it's not the big one. It's not the big one. Put it this way. Who has number 1 on their car next year? Max Verstappen. So, can't we see there's power having the number 1 on your car? There's power winning the Drivers' Championship. And I get it. Listen, I'll even give Zak Brown a little bit of credit here, right? It is a tremendously hard job coming into McLaren, being the big dog, and all of a sudden you're taking over from Ron Dennis. Like, the guy is one of the greatest legends of all time in Formula 1. Ron Dennis, unbelievable. And you're taking over him? You've got some shadow over your head. And you know what, lads? Even they're all jumping around the place like ballet dancers. It's ridiculous. It's pathetic how much they're celebrating. Even Zak Brown, I had to turn it off straight after. Zak Brown's even saying amazing. Amazing. Do you realize, Zak Brown? Do you realize you're not out of Ron Dennis's shadow right now? Bring on somebody like Ayrton Senna, Mika Hakkinen. Hakkinen won 2 world championships back to back in 2 years in a row. Do you realize you're still under his shadow? If you won the Drivers' Championship this year with the Constructors, and don't get me wrong, the Constructors is a good thing to win. Don't get me wrong. Now you'd be out of his shadow. You're still in his shadow, boyo. And you know it. And you goddamn well know it. Why didn't you have your boys back this year, huh? Why? Doesn't make sense. And ladies and gents, if you think I'm a bitter guy, well, first of all, I was actually rooting for McLaren, right? I actually wanted them to win this year, okay? And I'm still not happy here. It's pathetic the way they're jumping around the place like ballet dancers. It's pathetic. And, you know, if anyone here is watching this, and if you know anyone in the racing world, okay, whether it's a mechanic, engineer, a racing driver, a team boss, you ask, and I would pretty much put my life on this, if you ask 99% of anyone in the racing world, they will tell you the exact same thing I have been saying. The exact same thing. It's a joke. It's a joke. And, you know, lads, even I was talking to my old race engineer there a couple of months ago about this. And he's, like, he literally has no words. He's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on here. Believe me, lads, if you're watching this, and if you think McLaren winning the Constructors is an achievement, it's a load of bollocks. Okay? An absolute load of bollocks. Good for money, yeah, all that. But the fact that they didn't have their number one target, which is to win the Drivers' Championship, that should have been their number one. They did not deserve to win the Constructors this year. Not at all. I'd be walking away from that paddock today just feeling disgraced and ashamed of myself if I was Zach Brown. Why didn't I have his back? Man, where did we all go wrong? Shocking. Shocking. Okay, look. Anyway, let's move on here. Look, lads, we're certainly going to be coming back with plenty of content over the winter. Oh, we're far from over here, lads. Far from over. And let me tell you, I'm not even a Hamilton fan. But wow, I gotta admit, that was quite an emotional farewell from Hamilton. Jeez, even I was almost tearing up myself, I have to admit. You know, I mean, he's had an amazing career with Mercedes. An unbelievable career. I think he's really going to miss McLaren next year, Mercedes next year. I really do think he will. He's not going to get the attention at Ferrari. We're going to go into it in a lot more detail over the next few months, lads, before the season starts. So the season is over, but we're only just getting started, baby. And would you get a haircut, Hamilton? Seriously, it just, oh my God, it looks disgraceful. I swear to God, man, if I was his wife, girlfriend, mother and dad, I wouldn't let him out the door. I wouldn't let him out the door with this haircut. What's wrong with you, man? Jesus. Anyway, lads, come here. We're going to leave it here for now today. I'm done. I'm still kind of a bit sick in my stomach from watching McLaren perform Swan Lake in the pit lane here, man. Anyway, yeah. Lads, we'll be back with more content. Cheers.
Walsh running the Irish green, and look at the move he's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front from 5th all the way to the lead in lap 1.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter. Walsh.